everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I'm Jim. How you doing? We got a comment already. What's going on over here? Let's see. Hey, Rocky, what's going on? It has been picking up. Yes, it absolutely has. Thank you for asking. How about you? I mean, it's quarter four, right? It's quarter four. But besides that, I've changed my strategies around a little bit. Uh, and we're going to go through what's going on. Oh, I know what's going on. Check this out. I got to pause this. All right, there we are. Hey, what's going on? A little bit in the last few weeks, but not by much. I mean, it's not your typical quarter. Right? It's not your typical quarter four, um, but it's still early. A lot of people don't start shopping to go crazy until Black Friday. Everybody's waiting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so they're waiting for the big sales to come for that. But anyway, I always ask in these streams, are you improving as an Amazon influencer? What did you do this week to move the needle, to improve yourself, to improve maybe your process, maybe you upgraded equipment? Or maybe you changed where you do it or how you do it or how you get products. What did you do to improve, or are you thinking like that? So it's still not like it's back. No, it's not gonna, and it's never going to go back to that. Never going to go back to that. So 3.5 4 years ago, 2022 2021, I guess it was when I started. It was like the golden goose, right? It was like the golden goose. It was like the Wild West. We used to call it the Wild West. And you could make money just by sneezing. It was just like, it was so easy back then. Go live for an hour and make $1,500 and like nothing, like nothing. But yeah, it was crazy back then. But Amazon changes all the time, right? And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a lot of that today. You burnt out? Oh man, geez, we can talk about burnout a little bit too, because I'm not that I'm burnt out, but I am feeling it a little bit, and it's only the beginning of quarter four. Stuff starting to pile up, and that's what happens. You get your product pipeline, stuff's coming in, right? However you're getting it, and if you take a day or two off from doing videos, or like my case was, it was raining pretty hard here for a bunch of days, and I had a bunch of products that I had to get B-roll outside. It kind of forced me to take some time off, which made everything pile up. So it's a good problem to have, because you got stuff to do videos for, but at the same time, uh, you can feel overwhelmed, and burnout's a very real thing, right? Anyway, today we're talking about how I have failed over and over again and over again and over again since 2021 at this program. I'm always changing. The channel was dedicated to trying to find out how people make money online and different strategies and different. So the channel by default, I was exploring all the strategies people were doing. And I kept pivoting and let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's focus on this. But it's always been a multiple stream of income thing for me. A little bit of everything, trying to keep everything going, and that might be part of the problem. But we're going to touch on some of the things that are my biggest mistakes that I've made, and how we change it, and can we turn this thing around? And I, really, we have turned it around. We've adjusted a couple of things, and the thing is, everybody's right and everybody's wrong. It's kind of like politics, like everybody has an opinion, but it's only part of the problem. It's only part of the solution. It's only part of the whole picture, right? So nobody has the whole picture in mind. Everybody's got their little corner of the part of the world that they're dealing with. So, when I was, the first thing, like we just talked about it, that it was the Wild West and people were making crazy money, right? What are you saying about? Most of the money's in Facebook. I never had luck with Facebook, but I always kind of shied away from Facebook because I use it for personal and family and stuff. So I didn't want to use it for monetizing purposes. And this right here, you're not getting companies reaching out. You gotta pound the pavement. You gotta reach out to them sometimes and let them know. like I just had a couple reach out to me. They want me to give them a list of things that I have. What kind of car do I have? You know, all the different things. What do I like to do? What's my family situation? What kind of house do I have? What kind of neighborhood do I have? What the weather's like, so they can figure out better what products they want to send me, which is pretty cool. And at least they're thinking and trying to streamline it rather than it just being everybody going crazy trying to fight each other to get products. Oh, see, I don't know too much about it. I should look into the business page. I do have business page to the Facebook group, because it kind of went hand in hand. But I don't do anything with the page because I didn't know what to do with the page. So I don't know. I don't do anything with it, you know. But yeah, I should look into that probably because I do hear that Facebook is people are making money there for sure, you know. But so we were talking about the beginning and how it was so easy to make money online, and within a couple of months, I was making over a grand a month with no videos. It was like less than 300 videos at that point, right? Um, and I thought this is going to be great. I'm going to go from 300 to 600 to 1,000 videos, and my income's going to go from 1,000 to 2,000 to 4,000. But it didn't work out that way, you know. So like that was one of my biggest first mistakes was thinking it was going to scale like any other business, where the harder you worked and the more you put into it, the more you were going to get out of it. Because that's not what happened, right? So I mean, but that was a belief that I had for a while. Um, but then I'm going to get into the other mistakes that led into where I ended up. But the next thing that you did, and everybody told you to do it, right, is to go around your house, right, and video everything that's in your house, and by then you're going to get like 500 videos, and you're going to start building your portfolio, right? But they don't tell you things like put them in priority of selling because let me see now. Where do I have this? Right? Because if it's not selling, it's crap, right? So if you're doing the videos in your house, and you know, it, you got to prioritize it. Now, I use tools to do that. We can talk about it. If you watch my other videos, I use Viral Vue and Oink, but mostly I push Viral Vue because it's the bigger, the bigger tool, and it pays for itself. It's worth the money. But they have an order optimizer where they go through your order history, and they'll optimize, for the carousels and what your um, chances of being on the up a carousel. So you can do things in order, and some products that don't sell that you have in your house, you're not wasting time doing all of these products that don't sell, right? So you're running around doing the toilet paper and this and that, or not even that they don't sell, but they could have 4,000 other influencer videos on it, because Viral View also has total number of videos, influencer videos that are for that product. So you can tell, okay, it's only got 3 videos it's worth doing, or it's got 1,000 videos. I don't bother doing this product, right? So that was another big mistake, making videos on everything in the house. Now you had to make videos on everything in the house, because you had to get started somewhere, right? You had to get started somewhere, but putting it in priority was a thing. Okay, Rocky's asking some questions. When we catch up, so I wonder if there was people that are still making 10K. There are people that claim they're making that much, and I'm not going to deny that they are. They probably are, because there are people that are investing 5 grand to make 10 grand, right? So they're not really making 10 grand; they're only making 5 grand, but they're reinvesting and they're buying products, and it's a numbers game, because not every product is going to be a winner, even though you're buying it. So you're throwing a lot of money away on the front end, I think. But if you're doing it in bulk, it averages out to the point where you're going to start making more money. But that's reinvesting everything in there, right? And this one is, I don't know. I mean, 3,000. It's if you have a following on Instagram and you came to Amazon influencers, or you have a following on TikTok of millions of people, and you come and you're a fashion person, or I have fashion friends that are making that blow my income out of the water. Like you can't even believe how much the fashion people are making. You know, some of them anyway. So and they're bringing their audiences from other platforms, and that's also something you got to consider. You can't compare to other people. And that's another problem that you have, is you comparing yourself to other people. You don't know what their situation is. You don't know how much time they have to put into it. You don't know what their audience situation is. You don't know what kind of niche they have, so you can't just do that. Um, then we just talked about doing videos and everything in your house to get your portfolio up there, right? So then the next mistake that I made, because it started feeling pretty good, was accepting free products, because it felt pretty good. People were sending me free products. They go, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm like, hey, that's a pretty cool product. Oh yeah, I see that product all the time. I'd like to have that and check that out. And you get all kinds of free products. But it all goes back to, if it's not selling, it's crap. And I have pages and pages and pages of videos where I'm on the top and bottom carousel, and I don't make any sales. And doesn't matter that I'm on the top and bottom carousel, because the product doesn't have any sales at all. So, so my income that was going up just plateaued and just stayed and never went anywhere, right? And didn't do a lot of growing from accepting the free products. So now I have a little criteria, and I ask them, what the sell, what the sales are per month, and I don't do free videos for products that aren't selling anymore. You know, let's catch up to some of the questions. Well, okay, so you want to get into the fashion. It's hard to get them to send clothing. It depends. Some people have it easy. Some people don't. I have had companies in the past send me a lot of clothes, a couple of different companies, and sales were good. So I would do a live stream with like 20 products, and then I'd cut each one of those. I'd cut the live stream into 20 videos, and then I'd send them all the information. They'd pay me for everything, give a couple of more, and then I guess maybe they want other influencers, and they don't want to have the same face on everything, so they keep moving around. But yeah, I've had a couple do that for me, and I got one just reached out to me before, and earlier today I sent them a reply. Hopefully we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we'll get some of hopefully I'll get a new full wardrobe out of it, and that's always cool. And we're touching on stuff we were talking about doing free products. Yeah. So now, if I can't give it away as a gift, and I don't want it for myself, I don't take the free products, right? Uh, yep. And it's, you gotta do what you gotta do. And you only have so much time to work. So like, you're wasting your time doing products that aren't selling. And that's the whole bottom line. Um, because if it's not selling, it's crap for sure. And this is the last question you got over here: is, does Amazon still do lives? They very much do. They aren't good. I mean, for me anyway, I don't bring an audience over from another platform. You got to bring an audience over. It used to be you went live on Amazon, and if you highlighted a product, you were on that product's page, right? And so you would get traffic to your live stream, which was great, and that's how you made money. But they stopped doing that, and only certain people get to be shown. Um, so then you go to the next level of it, is accepting brand deals on products that don't sell, because now you moved up from free products, and how you do that basically is you ask. So like, you build a relationship with people, and over the 3 years I've got a couple of them that I do have a relationship with, that I get all the time. And they keep coming to you, they like your stuff. You say, listen, I want to keep going with you, but I'm getting busy. I'm going to have to charge you a little fee, and most of them don't care. They'll pay you a little bit of something, But the problem is a lot of these products don't sell either. Okay, a lot of these products don't sell either, and that's a problem, you know, because if it's not selling, it's crap. Um, because again, you got pages and pages of product videos, Amazon shoppable videos that aren't selling, get you no commissions. If it's not selling, you're not making any money. Amazon's not making any money, and you're not making any money, right? Even if you got a smaller bit at the beginning, 55, 65, 75, $80, $100 to do the video, you're taking your time, and that you could have made something that's going to be recurring income. There's got to be a sweet spot. Like I said, it's multiple streams of income. I think, and it's my opinion, you can't focus on one thing. You can't just do purchasing products and reinvesting. You can't just do brand deals. You can't just accept free products. You can't just do live streams. You got to do everything, okay? Because you're doing one thing, laws can change. You're doing another thing, Amazon can change, and before you know it, the income you were making, you're used to making, you're not making anymore because Amazon changed, or they've changed the law in tariffs and some stupid thing. So there's always something going on, and it's always changing. So you got to be able to have a couple of balls in the air. So if this one's not making money this month, then you could pick up the slack over here on the other one. Let's check out the comments. I'll tell you why. My opinion is, let's say that I went live with a bunch of MP4 players, or music Bluetooth speakers. Let's say a bunch of Bluetooth speakers, but they weren't all the same brand, right? I would be on the product page for one brand, even though in my carousel I had all different other brands, and the brands don't like other brands being put on their product page. That was my opinion. Also, they didn't really control who was being where and what was being done, and then there was people breaking rules and stuff like that, so they had to change it. But yeah, so that's really what happened. And that's my opinion anyway. I'm sticking to it. I have tried TikTok Shop Lives. Okay, TikTok Shop. I tried it in the beginning, and the problem with it, I've had minor success. I did have some success, some viral videos. I had one video with 3 million views. But I couldn't repeat it, and I kept getting violations for things I didn't understand what I was doing wrong, and I got real close to being banned because my violations were really up to the edge. I forget what it was, like 20 violations, 20 points or whatever. I was like, if I would have got another violation, I would have been closed down. So I stopped doing everything. It's clean now because they come off after time, but I haven't gone live on TikTok in a while. I'm not that I won't, but I haven't. And I wish I knew what I did sometimes, because sometimes they'll say the product's not in the picture, or I don't even know. I don't even know what the problem is half the time. And we were just talking about only concentrating on one side of the process. That's a big mistake that I had. So these are all mistakes that I had made along the way in the past 3.5, 4 years. I always took this as a side hustle, always took it as extra money. I always had extra money to do things. If I want to take my family out, if I wanted to go on a vacation, I always had extra money. I never really thought of it as a business, and to improve on it, and to build on it, and to make it something. I mean, I always had a vision that when I retired in a few years, that it'd be something that I would do on the side to bring in extra money, and I'd still plan on doing that. But I never thought it was going to replace my income. And I had a thing with my wife, had him in a stroke in July, where I took time off of work, and I kind of fell back and tried to lean on it a little bit, which it helped a lot. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't pay for everything. So that was the problem. So I wasn't able to scale it up in the 3 months that I had. So that being said, concentrating on one thing and only getting income in one part of the program, I think is a problem. I think you need to be well-rounded. I think you need to have, more than one, way to make money in case something happens. You don't dry up completely. You gotta protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times, kind of thing. Um, Now this was a big mistake, right? And I regret it to this day, but I did it. It was probably the biggest mistake that I made up to this point, right? And that was opening a new credit card to reinvest and I figured, I get a credit card. I'll, I'll I'll put half the value on it, buying products every month, and then I'll just pay off the credit card every month. And it sounded great, sounded really great, but it didn't work out that way because this was before the tools that we have today. This was back when there was no Amazon influencer tools. Okay, there was nothing. There was nothing. Like it was the Wild West. It was the Wild West. There was no tools to help you. There was nothing. So you would have to go through the bestseller page and scroll through, try to find stuff that we thought were going to go. And for whatever reason, I wasn't very good at it. Right. So now we've got some tools help me out. I've already seen a little bit of an uptick, in it. So that's pretty good. But opening a new credit card, extending yourself, it sounded great at the time. I talked myself into it, but it was a big mistake, and I would advise against it for sure. What do we got going on over here? It's funny because I talk to some people that I think would be good at this, and that and if they're not interested, they're not interested. You know, I have people that do crafts that could start a YouTube channel and take off, and different hobbies and stuff like that. I think you'd be great, but and they don't do it, and they have to want to do it. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do, and it does take up your time. Some people want to watch Netflix. Some people want to play pickleball. Some people want to whatever, read books. You know, yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible mistake to make. You know, it, it, it sounded great at the time, right? It sounded great at the time. What else we got? Yeah, so yeah, everybody needs a side hustle, and I have videos on please don't let me be a Walmart greeter, because you see it's like the percentage of 70-year-olds that have to work is just sad in this country. It's just sad. Um, it's hopefully he just is doing it to keep busy and as a hobby type of thing. But there's many people that have to work, and it's very sad. It's very sad. Yeah, it is perfect because, like I said, you can do this at 2 in the morning. I used to do side work all the time, construction. I used to fill holes in walls, painting, hang shelves, put furniture together, fill holes, and follow plumbers and fill holes up and stuff. Did all kinds of side work. But the problem was you only had so much time in the day that you could actually do that work. And people wanted you out of the house at night. They didn't want you to stay till midnight. So, side work, you don't get there until 7 o'clock, and then you stay until 9 o'clock and they kick you out. But this, you could do it at 2 in the morning. You can get up at 5 in the morning. You can do it freaking anytime you want. If you're on an off shift, you could do it in the daytime. And that's what's so great about it. You could do it from your desk at home. Uh, and, perfect retirement gig, perfect retirement gig. This is good news. Yep. Yeah. Sophie, you did mention that. So that, but people have to do something. You can't, either if you play golf or you do something, you got to do something when you're retired, right? You can't do nothing. It's when it's a difference. But you think about the old people when we were kids, right? Like the 60-year-olds looked like 80-year-olds today, right? Right. So it's like, it's crazy because that we're so much more active, we're so much more in shape, we're so much more healthy, we're going to live so much longer in better shape, that we need to have a little scratch to have some fun with. Where are we? Yeah, so now can I turn the ship around, right? Can I turn the ship around? We're going to try. We're going to try. I've already done a couple of things, and I'm not willing to reveal everything, but I'm tracking some stuff, and it's going in the right direction. And stay tuned for that in the future. I don't want to give it away, but yeah, we're going to try and turn this ship around and only do products that are selling. That's my new thing. and it's not a new thing. It's kind of like this is the thing. This is the thing. If it's not selling, it's crap. And a lot of the advice you said, like right from the beginning, you're getting advice. Do videos on everything in your house. You know, well, I wasn't a big Amazon shopper before. And you could say, well, Amazon sells just about everything, and it's true. But half the stuff that I had, it wasn't big sellers on Amazon. So it's like I'm running through my house doing all kinds of videos, breaking stuff out, taking batteries out of things, breaking vacuums in half, doing all kinds of stuff, trying to make more and more videos, and none of that stuff was selling. So it's like I'm wasting my time that it could have gone to videos that were going to rank and create income for me right from the beginning. So again, no matter what strategy it was, if you the underlining theme was the products weren't selling, whether it was the free products, whether it was the paid products. Some of the paid products do sell, but most of them, a lot of them don't, right? So it's just a matter you're getting paid up front, but the back end. And my storefront is a pretty sad looking storefront because pages and pages and pages and pages of, like I said, everything is ranking top and bottom carousel, but nothing is selling. Nothing is selling. 50 sales a month on this one, 20 sales a month on that one. You can't make money doing it that way. You can't make money doing it that way at all. So we got another comment coming in. What are the top sellers? I'm not sure I understand the question category wise. And what are my other side hustles? Well, Amazon influencer basically is the one. I do a lot of UGC stuff. Have some Fiverr gigs out there. The YouTube channel, affiliate marketing, a little bit of affiliate marketing from the YouTube channel, and I have 3 YouTube channels that are, or 2 YouTube channels that are monetized. One that has over 1,000, but it doesn't have the watch time. But I'm going to get that monetized. So, you know, but I don't want to make it sound like any kind of bigwig or anything. Just I just try everything and see what works. I'm not the best at it. I'm never going to say I'm the best at anything, but I try and I'm honest, and I'm going to tell you what I did and how I did it and why it failed. Right. So it's like I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that didn't work, basically. So there you go. YouTube does not pay well unless you get a lot of views, obviously. But the affiliate marketing, if you are niche, and so this is what it is, right? You have to be niche down, and so niche down. I don't know. I don't want to talk your ear off about niche down. So I always say sports. Sports is a vast niche. You narrow it down to baseball, still too vast. You narrow that down to pitching, still too vast. You narrow that down to knuckleball. So now you're doing, your niche is knuckleball pitchers, and you only do videos on knuckleballs, and so only knuckleball people that are interested find that, because it's an odd thing. And so, but they watch the whole video, and that's the key. You got to find the people that are going to watch the whole video, because that's what triggers the algorithm and pops you back up into all the other ones. And then you start getting views. I'm never good at it. I've done it a few times, but I haven't been able to sustain it over and over again. But the trick is to niche down and to get that audience that watches your videos, shares them, saves them, comments. That's what you need to do. You can't be everybody for everything for everybody. You've got to be that one thing for those few people. Once you get those few people, then it opens up the algorithm, and that's the way it is. Um, Yeah, my son, I have 3 sons, and my one son has a wrestling channel that he doesn't pay half attention to. And it's like, phew, he gets like views for doing nothing. And it's just crazy. And it's a niche, and you got to find your niche, whatever it is, could be, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Only you know what your niche is, right? Well, That's the thing, they say that you need to be, consistent weekly and everything like that. No, again, it boils down to watch time. Make videos that people are gonna watch the whole video. Um, the what they say too is if you make it in podcast form, people tend to listen longer in podcasts. People tend to put uh, put it on and work out, put it on and clean the house, put it on and do something, put it on and drive the car. So like they're not going to turn off of it as quickly as a video. So with YouTube, you can make your YouTube videos podcast. I don't know what your niche is. I don't know if it'll transfer to a podcast type format, but you can do that, and it might get you more watch time, and it might help you out a little bit of something there. But yeah, it's about, but it's also about when you have that niche down audience, right? In that small following that's into all your stuff, you put the affiliate links, your Amazon affiliate links in those videos for the products that are in those videos. For like if you're a baker or whatever it is you're doing, if you're sewing or whatever you're doing, whatever you're using in that video, you put affiliate links from Amazon in the description, so people see the video. So it's like the Lego guy. The Lego guy is showing you how to do the Lego thing, and in the description is the link, and they go and they buy it. You know the deal. I don't have to tell you. It's cooking, but it was something different. And then that's the thing. You have to be something different. Who knows what it is, but whatever it is, and don't give it away. But for sure, niche down. If you think you got it, dive into it. Do what you got to do. Just do it. Just do it. If you don't know what kind of videos to make, ask ChatGPT. All right. Yeah, so turning the ship around, we're using the tools to make good decisions, and I'm using Viral Vue. I'm not going to go into the tool. I got plenty of videos if you want to look for it. The tool for the pro costs $80, and I haven't paid for it yet because it pays for itself every month over and over again. That my creative connections, I say that my commissions doubled, but it's more like quadrupled or 10 times. It's 10 times because if $100 product at 2% is going to be $2, right? But if it's a creative connections, it's a 20%, it's $20. That's a big difference, $2 to $20, and it's jumping your commissions up like boom, like so. If you can utilize these tools um, to purchase products, if you can utilize the tools to get into the programs like Creative Connections, if you can, they have one thing that'll turn around and go through your carousel, through your storefront, find videos that you used to earn money with, and it'll pop up so just so you can go and revive it. Either change the title and thumbnail, make a new video, figure out what the problem is. Maybe the ASIN went bad, and you can fix it. And you've already been making money with that, so you have a better chance of ranking with something like that. So the tools are there. They're better than they've ever been. I mean, I've been in since the beginning. We didn't have tools at the beginning. We had no tools. Helium 10, you could mess around with Helium 10 trying to figure stuff out, but it wasn't for us. It wasn't made for us. It wasn't, it was too much tool for us, basically. But since then, some people have tried make different tools here and there. Some of them were really good. Some of them did really good for what they did. But now we got some tools that really do hand over fist help you make money. That buy a shovel so as you can dig a hole and make money. If your tool makes you money, right, then it didn't cost you anything, right? It didn't cost you anything. So use tools to make good decisions. Basically, is what I'm saying, right? So let's go back over here. I'm going to cough. Okay, but this is irrelevant. I mean, not to blow it off. I'm not making this. Faceless channels make a lot of money. You can do a top-down camera, just show your hands. And cook whatever you're cooking. Or it could be your gimmick that they never show your face. You remember on that show? What was that show with Tim Allen with the neighbor? They never showed the neighbor's face. He was always like over the fence. So these things are successful, and you don't have to show your face. And there's so many people that don't show their face that are successful, and you just have to figure out a way how to get the cooking, how to showcase it without showing your face. And I'm sure you can figure that out. I'm sure you can figure that out. I was talking with my son about this. My son, he's in a band. He really bent over backwards in the neighborhood to try and market himself and his band, and they play shows in clubs and different bars and areas and things, and he did all of that. And I said, you could have a channel showing there's millions of people in bands that want to do what you just did, and you could just have a channel. So it's like, the angle. What's the angle? You just have to figure that out, what the angle is. And the best equipment is that could be the angle. You're starting with nothing, and we're going to upgrade together, and we're going to get better together, kind of thing, or however you want to do it. Um, and then the other part of it now, Whatnot Wednesdays is my new commitment. So starting tomorrow, if I can get it done tonight, I'm going to put a show together on Whatnot. Whatnot is a platform. It's like a garage sale online. It's an auction site, and people bid on. You could put products up. So I've got over 200 products in my garage that I got to get rid of, and I'm kind of drowning in it. I need some space. So we're going on Whatnot Wednesdays. We're going to bring products on. I'm gonna be giving it away pretty much. They pay for shipping on Whatnot, so um, they're very stingy and they don't want to pay a lot. So it's like, even though product might be a $50 product, they don't want to pay more than $10 for it because they're paying $10 in shipping. So, but we're going to try and get rid of all our stuff. This is that time of year where people are trying to buy Christmas gifts. They go on Whatnot. They're trying to buy stuff, and all my stuff is new in the box and good stuff. So they like it, and and my margin of profit is 100%. So it can't be that bad, right? Um, And yeah, Whatnot is a good thing. I tell you what, it's not a good thing. It's okay. Some people make a lot of money on Whatnot. Some people, I get frustrated sometimes because I know the value of things, and sometimes even though it was free, I don't want to give it away, or I want to keep it myself rather than give it away, and I'll give it away for $5. But I'm at the point now where I got to get rid of stuff. So that's going to be other people's gains for sure. Yeah, that was it. You know what it is too is categories, because going back to categories, I'm not in one category because I have a messerschmitt of everything. So it's like all different categories. So I can't narrow down to one category. So I don't get a lot of people coming in interested in stuff. They'll pop in, and what I'm showing they're not interested in, so they just pop off, type of thing. So. Uh, and people are cheap on Whatnot. I know. But like I said, I'm at that point. I'm at that point where I just got to get rid of stuff, and it's going to be their gain. You know. Yeah. Getting rid of clutter, right? Getting rid of clutter so I can buy more stuff. Basically, you gotta have some more room to buy more stuff. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. So Whatnot Wednesdays is what we're going to be doing for sure. I just have to check this in case it's something I got to look. I Oh, it was Marketplace. So that's not too bad. That's another thing, Marketplace. And then he wants to get the wireless keyboard and mouse. Ah, yeah, it's available. Are you interested? Yeah. That's another part of the program is reselling. We just were talking about Whatnot when that alert was Facebook Marketplace asking about a product. So half the time I get ghosted after I say yes, it's available. Are you interested? And they don't answer back, and I'll get like 10 to 15 messages a day where they don't answer me, and I'll sell a couple of things a week, a few things a week. It's all right, but it's a dumpster fire. It's a shit show for sure. What we used to call it in the army, a clusterfuck, right? So it definitely is. It definitely is that. Definitely is that. You got people wanting to meet you somewhere, or can and they want to take you down. They want to bargain you down to nothing too. Um, it's funny. Now, is that 10 people at one time or 10 people throughout the whole show? Because I mean, people come and go, and it's kind of like that. So now I'm trying to figure out if he's in my town and if he's willing to come pick it up because I'm not going there, you know, wherever he is. I've had people call message from like 50 miles away and tell me, well, can you drop it off? No freaking way can I drop it off. Yeah, for $100 I'll drop it off. You know, uh, going back over here if I haven't touched on anything. So yeah, so we were talking about the focus. We weren't talking about it, but the focus group Sunday nights. I'm trying to put together the focus group on Sunday nights. It's not on YouTube. It's on an off-site, like a Zoom type platform. It's called uh, Go Brunch is the name of the platform, and it's going to be. This is the QR code if you want to check it out. And if you can go there now and check it out. So this is where I'm sending you is either the lobby or the meeting room. There's a lobby, there's a meeting room, there's a video room, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can check out. It's a community, it's a place to hang out. It's like the water cooler. We're gonna talk shop. People, you can share your mic like a Zoom call. You can share your camera like a Zoom call, and people can ask questions. And it's more an intimate situation. And like no gurus. It's only people that are Amazon influencers, been in the program a while, want to talk about it. This is what I'm doing, this is what you're doing, this is what's not working, this is what I just tried and it's working, this is what happened. I just did this and this and this and that. And it's great to have people because we're isolated. We're isolated in this thing where, like we were talking about it before, we were trying to get family members and friends that we think would be good at it to join it. People don't understand what you're doing. They think, hey, that's cute. That's cute, but whatever. But you got to have a place to go to hang out and just talk about the program with other people just like you. I used to do it on Clubhouse, Clubhouse kind of took a dive. As I was getting into it, it kind of took a dive, and I haven't figured out, how to get back into it. But I'm in a couple of other groups that, get together and talk stuff and masterminds, if you will, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, so like I said, I try to keep different aspects of the program. So different people do different things, experts in different disciplines, and I try and figure it all out and bring it into the channel. It doesn't always work that way, so that's the QR code for the Sunday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern time, for sure. And we can go do that. Yeah, pretty cool. So, Java with Jim. So there we are, Java with Jim. I was trying to do a weekend morning show, but I couldn't break away. I'm caretaking for my wife who got sick, and sometime I think she's going to sleep till 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'll go live at 8, and then she'll get up at 7:45, and I'll be like, damn it, fuck, I can't go live. So, but it is what it is. And so, but Tuesday nights I have people in the house that can help me distract it for a little bit so that I can take some time off and do this. But anyway, this was about the mistakes that I've made in the Amazon Influencer Program. And I have made my share of mistakes, and I'm going to still make my share of mistakes for sure. But you always move forward. You always adapt and move forward. Because Amazon itself is always changing. Every time you think you got it figured out, they're going to change. Like I said, live streams were great at one time. Vertical feed was great at one time. A different types of videos they were looking for at one time. Like they wanted comparison videos. They called them this or that. I don't know if you was around for that when they did that, this or that videos, where you would take one brand and compare it to another, which I never liked because I'm trying to get you to buy a product. I don't want to make one product look bad. So it's like, how do you compare two products and make them both look good? It's very, very hard thing to do because you're pointing out what this one has that this one doesn't have, so how, it's just, anyway. So anyway, that didn't last either. So it didn't stick around for that. So, and then they went on, different incentives they did. And But I really wish they'd go back into live streams, Amazon live streams, because that was a lot of fun. It was great to go live with a bunch of products and then chop it up at the end and for shoppable videos. It was a good process for me anyway. And not only was I making sales going live, when you go live on Amazon, the Chinese sellers are watching, especially if it's a brand in the category that they're competing with, and they're looking around, and they'll find you, and then they'll reach out to you if your social media is available for them. If you make yourself easy to find, um, yeah. I do have an old course that I just made public. YouTube made the courses thing a little while ago. They made it so you can take whatever you had, and I had a private course from like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, on how to make your storefront attractive to brands, and how to position yourself to so that brands will find you. And I had that in there, but it didn't have the blue background, and I painted this like over a year and a half ago. So it was almost, I think, 2 years ago that I made that, but I just made it live a little while ago. So yeah, it might be outdated. It might help you out if you want. You can check that out. Um, yeah, but it's funny because people think it was new because it was the upload date is recent, but the videos themselves are 2 years old. So um, I mean, I guess the problem was I failing over and over again is between me changing my directions and me changing strategies always and trying new things because of the channel. Um, and Amazon always changing, right? It's tough to do keep your handle on both, right? And there's all kinds of strategies out there, people on how to handle that. Um, I would say to be well rounded and be everywhere as best you can. Um, that's not easy either, and it could be bad advice for some people. But you don't know where the iron's going to be hot in a particular month, and it could be TikTok, it could be YouTube, it could be Amazon, it could be Facebook. We just talked about Facebook being a thing on Facebook pages. I gotta do some research and figure that out. Maybe bring your video on Facebook pages and how to make money with Facebook pages. But that's what we do on the channel. I find different strategies, I research them, and then I make a video on them. And that was the whole history of the channel before I became an Amazon influencer. It was, I was doing everything from penny stocks to crypto. I would do videos on anything. If you go back 4 years ago, that was my channel. Side Hustle Shuffle was that. But then we just kind of was doing what I was doing. I was concentrating mostly on Amazon influencer and the different strategies, and that's what that was. And I don't know what the right answer is right now. I don't know if I could have done a better job coming up with it, but I know where I am now, and I know what I'm going to be doing. And if you stick around, I'm going to reveal it probably in maybe 4 weeks. We'll let it run about a month, see what happens, month and a half. And if it's going the way it's going to be good. And I'm going to make some good content and let you know what's working. And if you're really interested, you can come by Sunday nights because I'll be talking about it there in the private setting, not out in the open, so anybody can see it and hear it. Right. So I think I'm going to cut it down, and that'll be that for the day. For Tuesday, I'm working on to getting some guests coming in the next couple of weeks. Other people doing other things, maybe people who have some softwares that the Viral Vue guys offered to come on, and I just have to figure out if it's a good time for them and me and everything. So that would be good to have them come on and explain. But that's the thing with Viral Vue is it's such a it does so many things, right? It does so many things, and it pays for itself. That every day you can sit down at your computer, you can look at a different aspect of it, and tweak your earnings pretty simply. Like I said, creative connections alone. If you're going from a 2% to a 20% commission, you're going from $2 to $20 on a $100 product. That's a big jump. So if you do that with all your products, if all of your products that you're doing videos for are in creative connections and they're all selling, you're gonna explode. You're just gonna explode. And Viral Vue can do all of that for you. and it pays. I can't. It pays for itself. That's why I talk about it so much. I can't be a salesman for something that doesn't work. This works wonders. Now I also use Oink, but I don't have affiliate links for Oink, but I do use Oink. I think they're really good too. They're really great. But they do different things. I use them for different things, and but you need the tools today. Again, like I said earlier, the tools today are way better than when we started. Like I said, when we started, we didn't have tools at all. We didn't have tools at all. Uh, now now that they're they're top notch, and they're making you money, so it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So that'll be that, and I will see you maybe on the weekend. Trying to go live in the morning early. We'll see what happens. uh, until then, I will see you Tuesday, probably Tuesday. Yep, so stop making mistakes.